And now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year. Peace out. No one's going to call her out on that. I came to this conclusion this weekend when I watched the Indiana Fever destroy the Chicago Sky in Indianapolis on Saturday. Guess who wasn't there? Angel Reese.
This will be a third straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in games, where she just stopped.
I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team.
The WNBA world is in absolute chaos right now because Angel Reese, the Chicago Sky superstar who is supposed to be the franchise cornerstone, just had what might be the most explosive meltdown in recent WNBA history. And it all started when reports surfaced that her own team, the Chicago Sky, are reportedly considering legal action against their own player.
Has anyone seen Bayou Barbie lately? Where in the hell is Double Double Barbie? Where is the me-bound clown? It has been weeks since I have heard anything about Angel Reese. She's becoming known as the Vanishing Barbie because no one can find her.
It all started back in July when Angel Reese knocked a clipboard straight out of her coach's hands during a crushing loss to the Washington Mystics. That moment should have been a red flag for everyone watching. But what we didn't know then was that this was just the tip of the iceberg. Fast forward to late July, and Reese mysteriously disappeared from the court. Her last game was July 29th, and since then, radio silence. The official story: a back injury that's keeping her sidelined.
She's becoming known as the Vanishing Barbie because no one can find her.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Critics and analysts are now saying she's faking it. Jason Whitlock, the controversial sports analyst, didn't hold back. He compared Angel Reese to Kawhi Leonard, calling her situation a worse version than Kawhi.
I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
Think about that for a second. He's essentially accusing a two-time WNBA All-Star of manufacturing an injury to avoid playing for her own team.
What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait, what's going on?
But here's what makes this situation even more explosive. There's apparently a pattern here. Multiple sources are now suggesting that Angel Reese has a history of checking out when things get tough. Remember her college days? There were whispers even then about her commitment when the going got rough. And let's be brutally honest about what's been happening in Chicago. The Sky brought Reese in with massive expectations.
Unsurprisingly, all 3 games Angel Reese played in, the Chicago Bravado lost by an average of 18 points. Translation, they got their ass kicked.
She was supposed to be their franchise player, their future, their ticket to championship contention. Instead, what have they gotten?
You're supposed to be there with your troops. You're supposed to be there with your troops, cheering them on. You know what I'm saying? Giving them that energy from the bench, from the sideline, whatever. She not even traveling with the team, y'all.
The A player who's been struggling offensively, accumulating technical fouls like they're going out of style. She was literally one technical away from a suspension earlier this season, and now allegedly abandoning her team when they need her most.
What is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, you have to have some level of self-awareness here. Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year.
But the Chicago Sky general manager Jeff Pagliuca didn't mince words when he broke his silence about Reese's performance. He made it clear that the team needs more production from their supposed star player. That's GM speak for she's not living up to expectations, and it's brutal. Now, here's where this story takes a turn that nobody predicted. According to reports that are absolutely shaking the WNBA community, the Chicago Sky are reportedly exploring legal action against Angel Reese. We're talking about a franchise potentially suing their own player.
This weekend of Angel Reese is a laughingstock, and she didn't have to be a laughingstock.
The details are still murky, but sources close to the situation suggest this could be related to breach of contract issues. Think about it. Reese signed a multi-year deal with Chicago. And if the team believes she's intentionally avoiding her obligations by faking injuries or refusing to play, they might have grounds for legal action. This is unprecedented territory in the WNBA. We've seen holdouts. We've seen trade demands. But a team actually considering suing their own star player. This is nuclear option territory. When news of the potential lawsuit first broke, Angel Reese's initial response was measured. But as the story gained traction and the criticism intensified, something inside her snapped. Sources close to Reese described her as absolutely livid about the situation. She reportedly feels betrayed by the organization, claiming that the Sky never provided her with the support system she needed to succeed.
Hey, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm not putting these L's on my resume. I'm going to have an excuse for the Chicago Sky potentially coming in with the worst or second worst record in the WNBA.
This ties back to comments she made earlier about not feeling supported by her teammates during her rookie season in 2024. But here's where Reese crossed the line that has everyone talking. In what can only be described as a complete meltdown, she allegedly threatened to expose what she calls the real story behind Chicago's dysfunction. We're talking about potential locker room secrets, management failures, and coaching incompetence. The woman who was once seen as the face of the franchise is now essentially declaring war on her own organization. This is career suicide territory, and she doesn't seem to care. What makes this situation even more damaging for Reese is that it fits a disturbing pattern that's been developing throughout her career. Multiple sources are now pointing to instances where Reese has allegedly quit on teams when things don't go her way. It started in college when the pressure mounted. There were always whispers about her commitment during tough stretches. Then came her rookie season in Chicago, where she admitted to not feeling supported, which many interpreted as her not meshing well with the team culture.
Angel Reese is toxic. You cannot build a consistent winning environment around Angel Reese at the professional ranks.
Now we have the season where everything seemed to be falling apart. The technical fouls, the sideline outbursts, the mysterious injury that conveniently appeared right when the team needed her most. And now the reported legal battle with her own franchise. Sports analyst after sports analyst is drawing the same conclusion. Angel Reese might be a quitter. That's not just criticism. That's a career-defining label that could follow her for the rest of her professional life. Let's talk about what this means for everyone involved, because the implications are absolutely staggering. For Angel Reese, this could be the end of her time in Chicago and potentially damage her reputation league-wide. If other teams start viewing her as someone who quits when things get tough, her trade value plummets. We could be looking at a scenario where one of the most promising young talents in the WNBA becomes virtually untradeable. For the Chicago Sky, this is organizational chaos. You don't see your own star player unless the situation has completely broken down beyond repair. This suggests that behind the scenes, things are far worse than what we're seeing publicly. The ripple effects are already being felt across the league. ESPN is now predicting that Reese won't even return for the remainder of the 2025 season.
Think about that.
We could be watching the effective end of Angel Reese's time with the Chicago Sky, all because she couldn't handle the pressure and allegedly decided to quit on her team. This story represents something bigger than just one player's meltdown. It's about accountability, professionalism, and what it means to be a franchise player in professional sports. When you sign that contract, when you accept that money, when you put on that jersey, you're making a commitment. You're saying that you'll show up, you'll compete, and you'll honor your obligations to your teammates, your coaches, and your fans.
She doesn't love the game enough. She loves what the game can do for her.
If the allegations are true, and the pattern certainly suggests they might be, then Angel Reese has failed in every single one of those commitments. She's let down an organization that believed in her, teammates who depended on her, and fans who invested their emotions in her success. The saddest part, she had everything: the talent, the platform, the opportunity to be a generational player. Instead, she might be remembered as the player who had it all and threw it away because she couldn't handle adversity. So, where does this story go from here? The legal proceedings, if they move forward, could drag on for months. Angel Reese's reputation might never recover from this, and the Chicago Sky are left trying to salvage a season while dealing with the biggest distraction imaginable. One thing is certain, this is far from over. Angel Reese has shown that she's willing to burn bridges and destroy relationships to get her way. The question is, how much damage will she cause before this is all said and done? The WNBA has never seen anything quite like this. And frankly, we might be witnessing the implosion of what should have been a brilliant career. But here's what makes this situation even more explosive. The Chicago Sky fan base is absolutely erupting. Social media is on fire with fans calling for Angel Reese to be immediately released from the team. The hashtag release Reese is trending across Twitter, and the comments are absolutely savage. These aren't just casual fans either. We're talking about season ticket holders, people who've supported this franchise through thick and thin, and they're done. One fan posted a video of themselves burning their Angel Reese jersey, saying, "I won't support a quitter who steals money from our city." That video has over 200,000 views and climbing. Even more damaging are the rumors coming out of the locker room. While no Sky player has gone on record, sources close to the team paint a picture of complete dysfunction. Allegedly, some teammates have expressed frustration that they're grinding through injuries and adversity while their supposed star player sits out with what they believe is a manufactured ailment. The veteran leadership on the team is said to be particularly frustrated. These are players who've battled through real injuries, who've shown up even when the odds were stacked against them. To see someone with Reese's talent and potential allegedly give up on the team has created a toxic atmosphere that might be impossible to repair. Let's talk numbers because this situation is about to get extremely expensive for everyone involved. Angel Reese signed a multi-year deal worth millions with the Chicago Sky. If the reported lawsuit moves forward and the team can prove breach of contract, we could be looking at Reese having to pay back significant portions of her salary.
But it goes beyond just her contract.
The Sky have invested heavily in marketing around Angel Reese. Billboards, promotional campaigns, merchandise. All of that becomes worthless if she's not playing. The team is looking at massive financial losses, and you can bet they're going to pursue every legal avenue to recoup those costs. Sponsorship deals are already in jeopardy. Companies that signed endorsement contracts with Reese are reportedly reviewing their agreements. No brand wants to be associated with someone who's being labeled as a quitter who abandons their team when things get tough. This controversy is sending shockwaves throughout women's basketball at every level. College coaches are already using this as a cautionary tale about character and commitment. High school recruits are being asked by coaches, "Are you going to be committed or are you going to pull an Angel Reese?" Former WNBA players are weighing in on social media, and the comments are brutal. Sue Bird, one of the most respected voices in women's basketball, subtly referenced the situation in a recent interview, saying, "Professional basketball requires mental toughness and the ability to persevere through adversity. Those who can't handle the pressure don't last long in this league." The message is clear. Angel Reese's alleged behavior is being seen as unacceptable by the basketball community, and it's creating a standard for what not to do as a professional athlete. Every day that passes without resolution makes this situation worse for Angel Reese. The longer she stays away from the team, the more it appears that the critics are right about her commitment issues. The longer the legal battle drags on, the more her reputation suffers. We're potentially watching the real-time destruction of a career that should have been legendary. Angel Reese had all the tools to be one of the greatest players in WNBA history. But if these allegations are true, she'll instead be remembered as the player who chose the easy way out when the pressure mounted. The clock is ticking, and with each passing day, the damage becomes more irreversible. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because this story is far from over. And when Angel Reese finally breaks her silence, you're going to want to be the first to know what she has to say.